ready to do a live stream. But anyways, hey guys, my name's Big John here, Big Man Alaska. And I do have something pretty important to talk about in this live stream today, because I had a goal set for my weight loss, and it came a little bit sooner than expected. And it actually came today, and I just happened to notice it when I got home to the house. But I have to clean this cast iron because I just got out of work. I'm extremely hungry, and I need to get some hamburger meat going so I can eat dinner. And I'm just super thankful the cast iron is like super easy to clean. I can let you guys see what the heck I'm doing. Just gonna give it a good little scrub, and that's good enough. I'm not gonna be too fussy right now. Like I said, I just got out of work. I'm super hungry. There we go. But anyways, and here in just a minute, I'm going to show you guys exactly what I was talking about as far as this goal I had in mind. But I want to get some hamburger meat going in the meantime so I can have something to eat. We're going to start off by using some beef tallow to season the pan. When I do it this way, when I cook hamburger meat this way, I don't need a whole lot of beef tallow. I just like the beef tallow because it gives it that extra beefy flavor. Couldn't tell, I'm like all sweaty. I just got out of work. I've been working pretty hard today. Things have been going good. I'm gonna dig in the freezer here and get me some frozen hunk of meat. Get that started. But I came home, my house is in a little bit of disarray. So who's watching? People say hi or something. But yeah, for them right now, I'm gonna get this going. And then I'm gonna reveal the big deal that I was talking about. All right. Just ripped open. Ta-da. Toss that in the pan. When I cook it this way, I like to put it on low heat because it's a frozen chunk. But all right, let's get on to what I was so excited about. Because, okay, it wasn't too long ago. It was 2, maybe 3 weeks ago, tops, that I finally got down below 300 pounds in this weight loss journey. I started at 435 pounds, and that was amazing. Now, at one point in my weight loss journey, I did get down below 300 pounds, but then I decided I was going to quit nicotine completely. And then that threw me into a spiral. I gained about 25 pounds, and it felt like a month, maybe 2 months to actually lose enough weight to get back down below 300 pounds. I had this like crazy weight loss stall, and it was just driving me absolutely bonkers and insane. But all right, yeah, I need to go wipe my face here in just a second. But I'm going to show you what I got going on here. And if I hit the buttons right, yeah, because I'm new at this. All right, so that's my little platform scale here. Here's a little readout. But one of my things that I wanted to do was be able to get on this scale and see that I was below 300 pounds with all of my work clothes on. Because normally I do my weight basically in shorts. Shorts, no socks, no shirt, nothing like that. But yeah, isn't that freaking amazing? I mean, that's awesome. So a little bit over a year it's taken me to lose this much weight. I started at 435 pounds. I feel amazing. I've been using the carnivore diet to maintain my weight loss, and that has been working extremely well. And I've been trying to talk to a lot of people about that, even though you don't have to. I don't believe you have to do the carnivore diet 100% in order to maintain weight loss. Because typically what I do is I use a 90-10 eating principle, and I just keep it that way, even if I'm doing 100% carnivore months or weeks or days or whatever. I just keep it that way to be reasonable with myself. And it also allows me some wiggle room to maybe eat a little bit of stuff that's off carnivore. And it really works. I mean, if it didn't work, I wouldn't be out here trying to talk about it because, I'm a truck driver. I've been sitting in a truck all day and I've been extremely busy. But my point is that for years, I found it was very difficult for me to lose any weight while driving a big truck because I just kept doing the wrong things. I didn't realize that protein and meat was the answer. If I wanted to lose weight or at least maintain my body weight, I can eat as much meat and fat that I want. And I've done that several times throughout this weight loss journey just to see, if I had a possibility of thermodynamics, because typically thermodynamics works in a way where, calories in, calories out, calories burned, etc. But when I was doing the carnivore diet and I was doing like a strict month of just eating nonstop, just meat, 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 and more meat, and it was mainly hamburger meat. So 80-20, 70-30 type hamburger meat is what I like to eat. But the most amazing thing about it was that I never gained any significant weight, and I was overeating meat like all the time. I was, 4 3/4 pound hamburger patties, or maybe sometimes they were half-pound hamburger patties because I get a little carried away when I make those things. When I make the hamburger patties, but I was overeating the heck out of it. I was eating, eggs. I was eating chicken. I was eating all kinds of different types of meat. And I wasn't gaining any weight. I wasn't losing any weight either. So I think that's the most important thing. Hey, Cole, I appreciate you dropping in there. I was wondering if the chat was even on because I really just set this up super fast. I wasn't thinking too much about it. But as soon as I came in the house, I was like, let's just go check out the scale and see what I weigh. Because one of my milestones was being able to wear all of my work clothes, get on the scale, and be below 300 pounds. I mean, that's a super huge deal to me. And I mean, I know it might not be a huge deal to everybody else out there, but that's saying a lot because getting down below 300 pounds was a big step for me. And then being able to be down below 300 pounds and wear clothes. This is a lot of clothes, guys. I mean, yeah, I got a long sleeve shirt. I got my work pants. My work pants are getting too big on me again. This is the second time my work pants are getting too big. Whoa. I mean, there's a whole lot of room in these pants. But my legs, when I started this weight loss journey, my legs were twice this size. And my stomach I'm still a little roly-poly around the edges, but my stomach was like way out to here, like super far. That far. Like, whoop. You could fit like another person right there. I mean, that's how big I was. I mean, I got an entire playlist that talks about my entire weight loss journey from every week. I've done an update on my weight loss journey. I try to keep people that are actually following me, updated. I try to be entertaining if I can. But since I've been working, 12, 13 hours a day, 6 days a week, and then on the weekends, I try to do the videos and I try to do live streams. Everything gets a little bit confusing. I'm not YouTube, not a YouTube professional, that's for sure. But hey, Jill, let's see. I remember how big you were, and you are a new man now. I feel different. I feel a lot different. Now, the other day there was this big concrete block. It's about almost as high as this kitchen table, a little lower, reasonably probably about the height of a chair. But I was debating on whether to climb up that, and I've been looking at it since I started this new job. And because it's just a little bit quicker way to get to the office, is just climb up this block and instead of walking around. And it's not that far to walk around either. But my point is that when I started that job, I was still in strict rehabilitation. When you're morbidly obese and you're getting back into the swing of things, there's a long process of rehabilitation, and it's self-rehabilitation. You're learning how to eat. You're learning what to eat. You're learning when to eat, when not to eat. I found out that snacking was absolutely not important in my life anymore. I don't have to worry about, running to the grocery store or hitting up a convenience store on the way to work and buying a bunch of snacks, because I used to think that was necessary, not just for, health, but just for happiness. And I found that all that extra snacking and all that extra money I was spending on stuff at the convenience store before I went to work was just all wasted. It was all wasted stuff. Hey, it is nice meeting you, William. I appreciate you dropping in, bro pants and long sleeve shirt. You were going to burn up. I don't mind that. I like to sweat. Now, before I started losing weight, I was, like I said, I was over 400 pounds. I was so messed up that I couldn't hardly sweat. I mean, being able to sweat was a big deal to me, because before, like long time ago, when I was a young kid, if I was sitting there at a table, with family, and I drank a cup of coffee, that little bit of caffeine, there was just like sweat just pouring down my face, and I was just profusely sweating all the time. But the nice thing about the carnivore diet is when I sweat, I don't stink. That is such a weird thing to me. It's still bizarre. I don't have any body odor after going to work, sweating beyond belief, getting dirty. I work with a lot of trash. I work with garbage. I work with a lot of shredded insulation, and I come home, I don't stink anymore, which is so nice. I mean, that is a blessing all in itself. Hey there, Wendy, hillbilly snake woman. Why did you change your name? Why did you go from Wendy? I thought it was Wendy K. And now you're hillbilly snake woman. How did that happen? All right, Wendy, were you here? If you were here when I just got on the scale a little bit ago. If not, I can head back over and I can get on the scale for you just to show you what the big stink was. And the reason I did this live stream today, because, being able to wear all my clothes and getting on that scale and being under 300 pounds was just huge. And I was pretty excited. I just wanted to come out here and share that with you. At the same time, I'm doing my usual thing. I'm making a bunch of hamburger meat. Oh, you didn't see it. I'm sorry. But that happens. Let me check on what I got going on in the pan. Okay. I got a lot of hamburger meat in there. All right, we're going to take a walk on in here to where my scale is. If you guys have watched my videos before, pretty much everybody knows my house by now. But okay, so I still got the scale out. Little platform scale. And there it is. So I bought this scale because my spring scale is crap. And this really saved my life. Just having a digital scale that reads accurately. That's what it said earlier too, which is great. 297.5 with my clothes on. That's huge. I mean, I'm a big guy, but so that's freaking great. 297.5 minus 435 pounds is how much? I don't know. I don't have I can't work my calculator, and I can't think at this time of day. I just got done doing a 12.5-hour shift, and yeah, I'm a little bit tired. I need to find utensils, and really all I want to do is get this meat cooked up so I can eat something. I might want to cook some eggs. I got to figure out how to get this flipped over. Oh yeah. Anybody tip that down a little bit, you guys can kind of see better what's going on there. Ta-da! Look at that. Oh, that's delicious. Okay, so lately what I've been doing is taking one of these big bowls, one of these big bowls here. I fill this bowl with eggs. I've been cooking about 6 eggs at a time, scrambled. And then I take that meat and I just mince it all up. And then whatever, I take about half of that slab of meat will go in the bowl on top of the eggs. I put a little bit of my sauce on there, and then just boom. I feel fantastic. I have so much freaking energy. I mean, yeah, tomorrow I got to work at 5 a.m. It's 8 o'clock right now here in Alaska. Not a big deal. I mean, 6 hours of sleep. I wake up at 3 a.m. and I'm just like wired for sound. That's incredible. Let's see. Yeah, hey, thank you for the congratulations. I mean, that's a weird one. I mean, if I had time, I would have made an official video about it and tried to make it somewhat fancy, but you know, I got limited time, limited resources out over here. For one, there's just the house is normally really, really busy, but the fish are in right now. So the wife and my kids, they're all down at the creek right now fishing. I wish I could go, but I'm just going to be pressed for time, just getting this food cooked, eating something, getting cleaned up, and getting to bed. And then I got to get up at 3 a.m. and do it again, just over and over and over again. But I am taking Saturday and Sunday off this week. I've worked every Saturday since I started with this outfit. And I told him, I said, well, I just want one full weekend. And then I'll be back to working, you know, every Saturday. I don't mind. I don't mind at all. My name on YouTube was Hillbilly Snake Woman, but while I was taking that speech class, my friend told me it was a horrible name and told me, oh, okay. Huh. Well, that's an interesting thing there. All right, let's get back to like the whole carnivore diet type thing. Since I started the I'm the guy that literally tried to screw up the carnivore diet. I tried about 15 different ways to screw up the carnivore diet because I never really thought it was a thing. I never really thought it worked. I thought everybody was full of a bunch of crap because you hear all these claims, you know, that this and that happened to these people and all this dramatic weight loss. You hear about all these dramatic health benefits, you know, heart health, reversing diabetes and all that stuff, blood sugar, you know, everything levels out. You don't have to worry about cholesterol anymore. LDLs, take that garbage and throw it out the window. I seriously thought it was all a bunch of hoopla. I went and ate pounds and pounds and pounds of bacon. I ate, I don't know, hundreds of eggs. Just so many eggs in a week, just eggs. And all I did was gain health points. Everything was normal. It got better than normal compared to what my best normal was in the past. Yeah, my health has increased so much. I'm 50 years old. I'm working like I'm 30 years old. And it's just been amazing. I cannot say enough about this diet. And it's not really even a diet anymore at this point. It's a lifestyle. When I first started it, it was a diet. You know, I looked at it kind of like a diet, like, okay, I'll do this for a while. I'll see how it goes. And it's just been nonstop goodness ever since. I mean, I can't say anything else more honest about it. And that's basically what I talk about a lot on my YouTube channel. It's just, I do things, random things sometimes. Sometimes it's a fast. Sometimes it's a fasting mimicking for a week. And I do these things for like 5 solid days. And then on the weekends, I kind of do whatever, you know, because I like living my life. And then I get right back on task on Monday through Friday. And then sometimes I might carry things through the weekend too, but not very often because, like I said, I like to live my life the way I like to live it. And I know other people do too. And that's why I started this YouTube channel, was to hopefully show people, truck drivers specifically, truck drivers, office workers, you know, hey, you don't have to do a lot of stuff to lose weight. You don't have to do all this crazy nonsense to get better health and actually start getting back into shape, you know, especially if you're morbidly obese. So I started morbidly obese. I could barely move. I could hardly touch my toes. I could hardly walk up stairs. Scared the crap out of me. I didn't like stairs. I didn't hardly have any balance. My feet were numb. My legs were numb. Everything was just crazy back then. And then all of this up to this point has just been amazing. Now the carnivore diet for me hasn't been 100% for the weight loss. Now what the carnivore diet does for me is it allows me to maintain my body weight no matter how much meat and fat I want to eat. So I can eat as much steak, I can eat as many burger patties, I can put cheese on it, I can put some nonsense type sauce on there, but I try to be a little bit reasonable with the sauce, you know, because it's not a salad. We're not drowning our meat in sauce. But salad, yeah, I used to drown my meat in, drown my salad in salad dressing, like a lot of people do. I mean, I don't see too many people sitting there eating a salad without any sort of dressing or something on it. It's just a little bizarre. Okay, I need to get the tendon to this burger meat because I want to eat soon. It has been an incredibly quiet comment section this time around. It's just you and me, Wendy. That's okay. I'm just living life the best I can here. We're gonna open this up and see what's going on. Oh yeah, there we go. Woo. Whoa, why are you spraying me so bad? So when you put beef tallow in a cast iron skillet, it tends to spit at you a lot. But that's okay. I'm gonna get that flip over. Come here, you. There we go. Anybody else cook their hamburger meat this way? They just kind of throw a big chunk of hamburger meat in there and just let it cook up, and then you kind of break it apart as it goes. I mean, this works out pretty well for me. And it's on extremely low temperature. I don't have it on hot. All right, so that's just gonna chill out there for a minute until we get a little bit closer to done. Let's see. Don't do me. Hello, eating carnivore basically put your body in ketosis. Now that's what my doctor told me, because I do have an amazing health team here in Alaska. I have a wonderful doctor, totally on board with what I'm doing, mainly because he gets to see my blood work. He gets to look at my numbers when I come in. He does my physicals and stuff like that. I only have 4 eggs left. That's a little bit disappointing, but I'm going to eat all 4 eggs. Those are going to go away. But yeah, I mean, so I got him, and I also have there's also another little health clinic. So if I ever should have questions, which I really haven't used them very much since I started all this, because the community around the carnivore diet is so strong, and they're so willing to help people and answer questions, you know, that I might have. And I've had plenty of questions along the way that I was just trying to get, you know, basic answers. You know, one of them was, you know, when I first started, I felt like there was something wrong with my gut. Well, guess what? There was something wrong with my gut. It was all the crap garbage food that I was eating before was still kind of hanging out in there. But once I got all of that crap garbage food out of my gut, man, I felt great. You know, eating hamburger meat just makes everything feel so nice. And then adding eggs, just that's an added bonus right there. But I need to find a bowl. I need to get my pan ready. I can use my little pan this time for this. I don't need a big pan. Sure, that's cleaned out good enough. Now for this, I'm going to use bacon grease. We always have bacon grease hanging around. A little blob of that. Now my wife she really likes cooking with bacon grease a lot now. For a while there, we were using a lot of this. While we were transitioning into other type of fats to use for cooking, we were using this. We still keep this around for once in a while type things. Now, I was using a lot of olive oil too when I first started, and then I found out that olive oil turns into a carcinogen if it's overheated to a certain point, and it's not very good for you. And since I was at that time, I was trying to sear meat. Olive oil wasn't the best idea. All right. they melt down in there. Gonna turn the heat down to egg cooking temperature. So normally what I do to cook eggs really good is I get a little bacon grease in there. I get the little pan, you know, piping hot, and then I'll turn the heat down to about medium temperature. Then I'll start adding my eggs. But I do not care if these scramble up. I usually break the yolks. There we go. I have so many of these. I save these for when I'm cooking bacon. You put your bacon on these, and it's perfect. You don't need to use paper. Don't need to waste your paper towels. Paper towels in Alaska are expensive. They are not something just to be used and thrown away. We kind of respect paper towels up here. Paper products in general up here, yeah, it's kind of a luxury type item. And I see a lot of people, they don't really what do I want to say? They just use them, and anyways, I lost that train of thought there. Like I said, I'm tired. I just got out of work. I'll let that cook down some more. Since I don't have a lid, we're going to cover that for a little bit. Let those eggs cook up. Who else we got jumping in here? You can see you slimming up nicely. Great job. Hey, thank you. Don't do me. That's such an interesting handle. And then, but yeah, I'm glad that somebody showed up for this live stream. I mean, I really do appreciate you guys. And I do try to keep everybody, you know, as notified as possible of what's going on over here, because it's just weird. You know, because a year ago when I started this, I was just fumbling through YouTube, just trying to make shopping videos, Walmart shopping videos. I couldn't hardly speak a complete sentence. It would take me 3 or 4 days to make a basic video. And then now I can just knock it out in maybe 6 or 7 hours. Some of my best videos that I've ever produced on this channel, most of them took about a week to produce. And it's just honest time frame. So I had to start the planning, like say last weekend, and then I'm just planning everything I'm going to do, everything I'm going to talk about, things I'm going to say, you know, gathering different types of footage, and then trying to piece it all together usually takes anywhere from 12 to 24 hours for the editing, once I get it all in the same spot. And then I have to go digging for other information, because sometimes I might have forgot something or retake some shots. Because yeah, we're not Mr. Perfect. Nobody's perfect when they're doing videos. So those people that can just get out there on a video and just talk and talk and talk, that's hard to do. You know, live streams, yeah, that's hard to do. That's something I could have never done before the carnivore diet, because I wouldn't have been able to, you know, carry on these conversations like this before that. I just would have been like, okay, and then just probably shut the camera off by now. But okay, the last time I commented on your channel, you were 313 pounds. Wow, Mr. Straight Up No Chaser. I don't miss Straight Up No Chaser. Huh? I don't remember that handle. I thought I would have remembered that, because I really do try to pay attention to everybody that comments on here. Once in a while, I get these weird handles that are just kind of generic YouTube ones that they give you. Those are kind of hard to keep track of, but I do try to pay attention to everybody that I talk to. Like Wendy. Wendy's here. Don't do me. I don't know that person's first name, but what do you think of mozzarella string cheese? I think there's some problems with certain types of mozzarella string cheese because of the way it's processed. So sparingly. I do believe it's a great healthy option, but depending on who the manufacturer is of mozzarella string cheese, I do have some in here. I don't know if it's stuff that I would approve or not at this point, but okay. So this is the stuff you can just buy at Costco. I believe the wife buys this And I have eggs cooking, and I just walked away from eggs, and God, I'll go look at them. All right, back over here. Oh yeah, I got eggs cooking. I'm new in the kitchen, by the way. Whee! All right. I wonder if I could flip that. I don't want to flip it. There's so much bacon grease in there. Oh, can I do this? Whoa. Oh, wow. Did you guys see that? I'm almost proud of myself for that one. I didn't think that was going to work. I thought that was going to like turn out to be an epic fail. All righty. See what's going on in my pan. This should be pretty close. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Awesome. Okay. I will be eating soon. Or so it appears. I hope. I see some of this meat has gotten a little browner than I wanted it to, but that's okay. Give me those little chunky bits. All right, mirror that out. Okay, I believe my eggs are done. Just gonna take my eggs, toss them in there, and then I'm gonna cover that with hamburger meat here in just a minute. It's okay to put the bacon grease in there. Ta-da. Okay, I'm done with that. Done with this. Hey, shut that off. There we go. Close that. We're going to turn the heat up a little bit on the burger meat because I'm hungry and I want some food. Now, the sauce I've been using that's been working. I mean, I want to talk about sauces that work. Let's see. That help and work. One of them is Cholula sauce. This works out really well. Now, my favorite sauce that I got recently is this stuff right here. It's Valentina. And I think the difference is that this has got so much vinegar in it. And I heard a story from Carnivore Todd. He said he likes to use apple cider vinegar on his meat. And I was trying to put two and two together. And I was like, oh, maybe that's like a secret thing there, you know, because this has got a super high vinegar content. It's really good. It's not crazy hot. And you can see this is about how much me and my family have used. I've used a lot of this stuff, and I love it. I love it. It's good stuff. Okay, back to the mozzarella string cheese. We were talking about that. Let's see. I'm trying to see what's in this stuff here. Low moisture, part skim mozzarella cheese, cultured, pasteurized, part skim milk. Salt enzyme contains milk. Now the problem with this here is that they're taking out a lot of the fat content to make that, and you want a higher fat content type of cheese. So I mean, this is still a pretty good healthy option. You're just missing a lot of the parts, the good stuff, and a lot of that good stuff. It's like buying, what is it, like 1% milk or something like that. It's like all water. It's like you want the fat. If you're going to drink milk, you might as well have the fat in there. We need the fat. And like I said, this isn't a deal breaker here, but it's not something I would run to because I'm not going to get a whole lot of energy out of this because there's not a whole lot of fat content in there. So basically it's just kind of taking up space in your gut, like a lot of the snacks we've ever had in the past. All them little Debbie snack cakes, I wonder where they went. Let's see. Mr. Straight Up No Chaser. But I have been staying away from cheese lately. Now, when I cooked up, this is why I'm cooking the hamburger meat the way I am, because if I'm cooking them up as burgers, I tend to want to put cheese on a burger. So if I take my hamburger meat and I just cook it up like I have been in the pan and just, you know, mash it all up, just got cooked hamburger, I can throw that on top of some eggs, put a little bit of this hot sauce on there. I'm staying pretty strict at that point. Well, that's been super helpful. And then if I were to, like, let's say I was going to eat something like off the rails, like not carnivore, like say I wanted one of these, I would eat all of what I'm going to eat soon, and then I would have something else. So there is a little rhyme and reason to when these health people are talking about, eat a lot of protein first and then eat something crappy if you're going to eat something crappy at all. So that makes sense to me now because that actually works. Oh, goody, goody gumdrops. Look at you. This is almost ready to eat. Almost. It's got a little pink in there. It'll be ready here in just a minute. I mean, I could technically eat this right now. It's all up to temp. Oh, yeah. We're going to give this just a little bit longer. It's almost done. Then I'm going to eat something soon. Oh, thank goodness. I didn't have to wash a fork. I have forks. Oh, fork. I don't have to wash a fork. So, I know I've told you guys that I'm a truck driver, but here, this is a picture of my very first truck that I ever owned. And that was in front of my house in New Hampshire. As you can see, the truck is almost as tall as the whole house. That was a wonderful truck I had. I took such good care of that. When I got that, the rims were black and dirty. I put this bumper on. I mean, that was a really, really good running fun truck to have. I was so proud of that truck. All the paint on there, yeah, I buffed it all out by hand. That took a while. But yeah, there wasn't an ounce of dirt on that truck in that picture there. Let's see. I've been loving ground beef topped with eggs, fried in bacon grease and topped with hot sauce. Yeah. If you can just stick to that, Lisa. I mean, if you can just stick to that, I mean, you are so on the right track. I'm telling you. Because I've been doing this for a long time now. It seems like forever. We're going to shut the heat off on that. But I mean, this is literally what I've been doing all week. Is this right here. Just eggs. Take some meat. Just toss it on there. Whatever grease or drippings goes in there, it's just fine. So I'm going to take about half of this. Maybe more than half. And there we go. And then we're going to probably put the rest of this in a Tupperware. That way I can have it later. Let that finish cooking. Oh, so important. Got to salt the heck out of it. Himalayan pink salt. Yeah, I'm using a lot. That's the nice thing about the carnivore diet is you can just salt the bejesus out of things. If you like salt, you love salt. I mean, this would be the diet for anybody that really, really likes a lot of salt. Because I have used more salt on this diet than I had when I was eating crap garbage food. And I just put Himalayan pink salt on there. And now I probably want to put a little bit of this on there too. So this is Redmond's real salt. Garlic salt. And no elevation in my blood pressure happens from this, which is absolutely awesome. Because I always thought salt was like the problem, right? Well, it wasn't the problem. The problem is all the overly processed crappy things that I was eating in my life, added with the crap type salt that they like to use in a lot of their products, added with all the soybean oil, the high fructose corn syrup that was added in a lot of stuff. I mean, it was just, there were so many things confusing the equation on trying to be healthy and lose weight. And I have lost weight eating garbage food before. It's totally possible to lose weight. But are you really healthy? You can lose weight eating sugar. Yes, I've done that. You can lose weight eating sugar. I mean, yippity skippity doo-dah-day, but is that a good idea? And I don't like these doctors and these health professionals that come out here and they talk about, oh, it's all right to eat this and eat that. if you're chronically addicted to something, as horrible as sugar is, and it doesn't have to be horrible, but my point is, if you have a little bit and it makes you into a frenzy where you just want to eat a lot more, eat a lot more. It's kind of like eating a bag of potato chips. How many people eat 2 or 3 potato chips and put it down? I mean, not very many. I had a problem with Cheez-Its. I'd start with these big, giant family-sized boxes of Cheez-Its. Yeah, and I'd just keep eating and eating, watch a movie, and then I'd snack on it some more. I get a little carried away with this stuff. I don't know why. It's good. But once I mix it in, it kind of just disappears. It's almost like adding ketchup, but the ketchup, it's better than ketchup. Because it doesn't have all that yucky stuff that some ketchups have. Now, you can go out and buy some pretty healthy type ketchups, and I like to buy that for my kids in the organic food aisle at Fred Meyer. They have some pretty darn good ketchup there. Oh. Man, I love making it this way and putting it in a bowl because it really holds on. Vinegar. It really holds on to it really holds on to all that extra fat that you put in there. So I got beef tallow and bacon grease. And if you wanted some extra fat, you could add butter on top of this too, and that would go amazing. It would go amazing on this. I still haven't got into the whole carnivore butter muncher thing. That's not on my radar. Now, I did try it. I had some cold butter in the fridge. I tried that. I believe somebody that watches me here in Alaska makes, was it brown butter bites? I still haven't looked into how to make those, let alone had time to make them. That's been a lot of the problem here lately. How much have you lost so far? Let's see. Who said that? Mari Roberts. I started at 435 pounds. And now I'm down below 300. Let's see. With all my clothes on, I just got on the scale. I was 297.5. So that means I'm actually less when I get into my, normal outfit that I normally weigh in, which is either pajama shorts or something like that. Not much else on. So almost like boxer shorts. But now that's normally what I've been doing all of my weigh-ins in. I typically wake up in the morning, get out of bed, go to the bathroom. My cats used to follow me down the hallway. It was weird how they used to do that. It was like every morning. And my cat Gray Bear was almost insistent, especially on Saturdays, that, hey, we need to go, check your weight, Dad. And this is a cat. And it's also the same cat that I used to take outside for walks on a leash. And I got her trained up as really, really well. So she stays like right around the house. She doesn't go very far anymore. So I've been pretty lucky there. So 100, 435. Well, so I'm thinking about 140 pounds is what I've lost in a little over a year. Now, that's not all because of carnivore type eating, by the way. This is great for maintenance. This is also great for just life in general. But for the weight loss, I found that you kind of need to implement a little bit of fasting in there. I like fasting. I do a lot of fasting. And since I was so morbidly obese, I could go for very, very long time without any food at all. And I was just taking vitamins and nutrients and electrolytes to tide me over until it was time to eat again. But while I was doing all that fasting, I wasn't doing it just to starve. I was doing it to teach my mind that all that extra food wasn't nearly as important as I thought it was. My very first fast was a 5-day water fast, and that taught me so much about myself. That taught me a lot more about my weaknesses than I ever thought I could imagine. Because food, we're very weak when it comes to food. We look at food and we have a feeling, we have emotion, we get excited, we get sad. There's food wrapped around everything that we do in this world. And and I don't know who came up with the whole eat 3 meals a day, because that's a bunch of nonsense. If you skip breakfast, you're already a step ahead of the game. You're already starting to lose weight as long as you're not taking in excess calories first thing in the morning and you wait until lunch. You drink water, maybe black coffee. But I found out that I was ruining any chance of weight loss I had with my morning coffee. So I was ruining it with that crazy, flavored creamer, the hazelnut and the French vanilla, the stuff they sell by the gallon at Walmart. I was ruining any potential chance of weight loss with just that first drink of coffee because I'd used so much of the creamer, and then I was putting on sugar on top of that, and then I was usually running to the convenience store, and when I was there I was buying like a cheese Danish or something, picking up other unhealthy snacks so that I could eat a very unhealthy lunch and so on. And then there were sodas mixed in there for a long time. I kicked soda pop out, many years ago. So that was one nice step that I didn't have to climb over once I started losing weight because I already had soda out of the equation. I just didn't realize that there was so much high fructose corn syrup just in all kinds of random sauces and other things like that I didn't even know that were there. It hurt me when I saw that Baby Ray's barbecue sauce was using high fructose corn syrup because I've always loved Baby Ray's barbecue sauce. And then I found out they were using that, and then I looked into their sugar-free version, and it's got some yucky fake type sweetener in there. It's like, dude, it's better off if they just used real sugar than high fructose corn syrup. And if there's a product out there, I'll take it if it has real sugar compared to high fructose. I mean, it's just so crazy. Hey, GMR. Hey, appreciate you, man. I mean, we've been working on this. I did an experiment this week. I'm not going to talk about it now, although I am going to talk about it in this weekend's update. But it was basically an experiment to test myself. See if I could trust myself with a very specific food item, something I've been addicted to, and I do believe I have under control. Now, the fun part about this is that food wasn't doing the same thing it used to do to me. Because like I said, food tends to be associated with emotions, happy, sad, glad, all an emotion. And we all eat for those same reasons, happy, sad, glad moments. So yeah, I was quite amazed. I was impressed with myself. My ability to control myself was another one. And the fact that I can stay on task, right after. That's the most important part. Because I hear a lot of people talk about their failures and they feel like a failure if they go off plan. They eat something a little bit off plan. And then they beat themselves up to the point they decide to just stay off plan for extended periods of time. And it's like, well, don't beat yourself up over one bad day. We didn't get fat eating just one meal. That's off the rails. Or having some cake on your kid's birthday. You didn't get fat from that piece of cake. I mean, unless you have 30 children and their birthdays are really close together, maybe. But my point is that it takes a long time to gain weight. It takes a long time to lose weight. I mean, granted, I've had some really good weeks where I lose 14 pounds. I think my very best week that I ever had in this weight loss journey, I lost 30 solid pounds. 30 pounds. Doesn't matter if that pound is water weight. Doesn't matter if it's fat loss. A pound is gone. A pound is gone. And that's a blessing. That's one less pound that you have to carry around, if it's water weight or not. But just be realistic, because sometimes the water weight will come back on pretty quickly, especially if we eat something completely off the rails. I see some comments I need to look at. I got to back up a little bit. Creamer is evil. Sneaky sugar. Yeah, fattening. Right back up. I'm so proud of your progress. Hey, thank you, man. GMR has been around since I think I started. I think GMR was around when I was doing my shopping videos, too. coffee and other things that I've given up because of the creamer I was putting in my coffee. So black coffee. Now, if you do a lot of fasting, I found that your flavor profile for everything in the universe changes. Doing a lot of fasting. Carnivore diet is kind of like doing fasting in a way because it also changes your flavor, your palate, where different things just taste really good and other things that you used to like taste like garbage. But I just found that really interesting. Not gaining weight, but emotionally eating. Now, when I'm upset, if I'm emotionally eating, I just go to stuff like this right here. Just eat. Eat as much as you want. If you're emotionally eating. Stay away from, if you attach your emotional eating to sugary foods and you're going to sit down and just wreck it with sugary foods, okay, be careful with that. Sit down and eat a lot of meat and then wreck it with some sugary stuff. Have your moment. Everybody needs to have their moment once in a while. And that's a lot of what I do and what I talk about, because sometimes I will have a moment where I'll go completely off the plan, but then I can recover. That's where this diet comes in handy. The carnivore diet comes in handy because it's something that we've been using to repair all kinds of stuff. Guys, I used to wear hearing aids. I mean, I had to wear hearing aids over a year ago. They were really small. My wife, I don't even know if she knew I was wearing them half the time. But a lot of the time, I was always asking her, what? My TV was turned up so freaking loud. I mean, when I started the carnivore diet, that all changed. I've heard of other people saying that their vision improved. I haven't noticed any real vision improvement. The one thing I did notice is that the eye floaters, them little black specks that float around, those went away. I mean, those were some of the first things to go away when I started the carnivore diet. When I was doing the keto diet, this is how it all started. I started fasting, and then I started trying to figure out eating principles. After I had a lot of success with fasting, but then I realized fasting, I can't maintain everything in my life wrapped around fasting. So I had to come up with some sort of healthy type way of eating, learn how to eat, learn what to eat, when to eat. So I started with doing straight keto, and I found keto to be very confusing. There was a lot of problems with the keto diet. There was a lot of problems with keto options sold in the stores. I mean, some of the ingredients on products that say keto are just, I don't get why they're even allowed to call it keto. Because some of these products are made with like potato starch, and they put a lot of cellulose and just weird ingredients in some of the keto products, and I didn't like that. So then I started, kind of like a carnivore type diet for a little while, and that was still a little bit confusing. But there was the only reason it was confusing is because there were so many variables in there, I couldn't dial in what was doing what. So then I had to start working the best I could to transition into the carnivore diet, which was not easy, by the way. I struggled. I had to reach out 100 times to people doing it on the internet, other people that are in the community, the carnivore community. We all stuck together. We all helped each other. We tried to take everybody's advice and then use it and apply it and see what happened. Sometimes it worked out. Sometimes things didn't work out so well. But the thing is that people in the community were just there for one another, which was so important to me. Let's see. I stopped eating candy even, but I love now I can't eat nuts. Like, I used to eat a lot of nuts. I used to eat a lot of vegetables too, but then I found out that they contain so many oxalates, and I was having problems with kidney stones. So that was a big problem. When you have kidney stones, you're not sure why you have kidney stones. You're not sure what to point the finger at. Later on, after I started getting my kidney stones under control, I was actually using apple cider vinegar to help, kind of slow down the kidney stones and somewhat eliminate them. And it helped a lot. It reduced a lot of the pain pretty quickly, but I was taking like 2 or 3 apple cider vinegar drinks a day, just to keep it that way. And then once I started figuring out what was causing, all those extra vegetables, I was eating lots of nuts.
You know, sometimes I was eating like bags of almonds. I mean, what a mistake. Almonds are super high in oxalates. Uh, you know, peanuts, cashews, all kinds of mixed nuts I was eating. But my problem was is I wasn't just eating a handful. Like what's recommended is a handful of nuts. I was eating like containers, you know, big containers of those. Now they come in bags because they're afraid to put things in containers. So whatever. But my point is, I was eating a lot of them, and even when I was eating vegetables, even raw vegetables, spinach and stuff like that, yeah, the oxalates were so high. I was having health problems because of that. You know, I was going to places like Subway, thinking I was doing myself a favor, and I was getting it loaded down with spinach. And yeah, that was part of the problem. Pretty sad. And I'm not against Subway, by the way. I'm not even against Subway's bread. I'm not even really against bread. I just think that, you know, we need to pay attention to what goes into the breads we eat. Ezekiel bread is one of my favorite, you know, somewhat keto friendly type breads that I've ever eaten. I've lost weight eating Ezekiel bread. Now, it's not the yummiest, fluffiest, greatest bread in the world, but it works. I mean, it's like a tortilla shell, and the tortilla shells aren't the problem. You know, if you have a burrito and it's got a tortilla shell on it, that's not the problem. The problem is frequency. The problem is other stuff that goes in there. You know, eating the bag of chips before you have the burrito. There's the problem. You know, we have to look at what is the problem instead of just dialing everything out of our lives. You know, because if somebody were to come in here with a homemade burrito, yeah, I'd eat it. I'd eat it. I'd eat it with the wrapper on it. Wouldn't bother me one bit, not one single bit. You know, because it's only that time. But if I were to eat like 5 or 10 of those, or like 30 tacos, yeah, that might be a problem. I might have a problem with my gut and other issues. Let's see, don't beat yourself up too much. May the Lord God be with you and your family. Thank you, Jmar. And it really matters what I said and done. Much love from California. Oh, that's where you're from, California. I'll try to remember that. Mari Roberts. I eat the Dave's Killer Bread, and then don't eat much of the bread. That Dave's Killer Bread, man, they got people sold on that stuff. Really, just take a great dive like right into those ingredients on Dave's Killer Bread. They're really not nearly as good as you think they are. But again, you know, the bread itself isn't the problem. The problem is our frequency, you know, how many sandwiches or how much bread we're using. Are we trying to take that bread and turn it into dessert? You know, when people make breakfast, they make a lot of French toast. Well, French toast is awesome. You know, French toast, pancakes, but then we cover it in sweet stuff. It turns it into a dessert automatically and just totally ruins our entire day. Our chances of losing weight are going down the tubes. You know, when we start turning things into dessert type options that shouldn't have been dessert options in the first place. I mean, that's pretty much my point there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Donovan. Yeah, I've been doing the carnivore diet um, since about last September. Now I don't preach that I'm 100% carnivore because I'll never preach that I'm 100% carnivore. I have had a lot of weeks where I've done 100% carnivore, but ultimately, you know, I do things 5 days. Okay, so Monday through Friday, you know, this is kind of what I do Monday through Friday. And then on the weekends, me and the wife want to go out to eat, get something a little different. We might do that on the weekends. It's really hard to screw up all your progress over the weekend. I mean, it's really hard. Now, where we normally screw up all our progress is during the week. If we break everything down as far as, you know, what we've done, how we've gained the weight, you know, how we created all these crazy habits, it would be better to take those habits and only have them on 2 days of the week than it would be for 5 days of the week. So I focus on my health specifically for 5 solid days a week, and then I get a little bit lax on the weekends. I try to be, you know, right in there as much as possible. But if I'm gonna have something off plan or eat something a little weird, yeah, on the weekends is typically when I might do that. But it's just we have to be reasonable with ourselves. Oh, I got a new cat, by the way. I don't know where it is, but so I think the mom and dad cat that made Gray Bear, my big fluffy gray kitten, I think that one was had another litter. We found this cat across the street. It was under a motor home. There was 4 other kittens there. I believe they're all been picked up and somebody made a home for them. But this one, I found it in here, and it was on my cat tree that Bill Knott bought for me. It was just sleeping there, and I'm like, the first thing in the morning, I get up and I'm like, what is that shadow over there? Because the lights aren't completely all on in this room. But I was like, that's not my cat. What are you doing? And then I asked the kids, and kids are like, oh, that's the stray kitten from across the street. Well, okay. And then I went over, I gave it a little petting because that's, what I do. And I picked it up and I looked at it and I was like, you don't have a name, do you? And it just looked up at me with these little kitten eyes. And I said, oh, I'm going to call you Helix. You have a name. And ever since then, that cat has just been here and the best cat ever. I mean, I can't complain. The most loving little kitten. I'll go try to find it here in a little bit. Man, I haven't eaten all this yet. Yes, this is amazing. I really wish I knew more about the carnivore diet years ago when I heard about it, but I didn't really take it seriously. I mean, I didn't take the carnivore diet seriously until I started this weight loss journey about a year ago, and it was brought up to me because I couldn't figure out, okay, what way of eating should I do? What way of eating is sustainable for me? Because I tried everything. I mean, I seriously, I tried everything under the sun. Only a little bit would work here and there. And then I would fall right off. Well, I like meat. I like burgers. I like steak. I like bacon. I like cheese. I like chicken. Yeah, all different types of meat. Lamb is great. Moose is great. But I never thought about just that's all. And then once I finally got all the garbage out of my gut, out of my system, my gut started to heal. I can't imagine not doing this. With the little sidetrack type hiccups, special occasions and stuff like that. I might have some cheesecake on my wedding anniversary type thing. But I just want to go right back to this. That's never happened to me in my life before, where I just wanted to go right back to something that most people would consider miserable, or something most people would consider a diet, and a diet has an end date. So what happens to a lot of us is we do these crazy diets and then we get to an end. There's an end point where we can go right back to what we used to do. The carnivore diet doesn't treat me like that. I don't feel like it treats me like that. I don't feel like there's a day where I'm just going to be like, oh, I'm just going to eat regular pizza for the rest of my life again. I don't see that happening. I don't feel like that's going to happen again. Because if I did eat something weird that I shouldn't be eating, I'm just like, okay, fine. That moment's over. Right back to what I'm doing. Oh, you lost your kitty cat? That's horrible. Because, I remember what it's like to lose. I lost a couple cats, as an adult. And I believe in my soul that it's harder to lose a family pet when you're an adult than it was when I was a kid. I was pretty butthurt when I lost animals when I was a kid. Had some dogs and some cats die. But man, when you're an adult, those animals take a lot with them. And I think that's what really makes it so hard, to lose a family pet, is they take like all of those little moments, where you were having a hard time, a fight or a struggle, that cat or dog, it's just there for you. And then it's just gone. You're like, where'd it go? You took all of that with you. All the happy, sad, glad moments are gone with that animal. And it's just like, man, you just can't get them back. And that's all you can think about. It seems like for like 30 days to 2 months. Man, where do you get your meat at? I get the majority of my meat we get at Costco. Oh, by the way, last time I went to the Costco Business Center, they had an amazing sale on 70-30, 10 pounds of hamburger meat. It was 89 cents a pound. That's a good price in the lower 48, 89 cents a pound. I was like, man, so we bought like 2 big giant tubes. That's kind of what I've been eating lately is that 70-30 ground beef, which is fine. It's got a lot more fat content than 80-20, but I like the way the 80-20 ground beef makes me feel. I feel so healthy after eating it. This stuff here, I feel pretty good, but if I don't add eggs, I don't feel that great. So there's something to say there. But it's still pretty good quality meat at Costco. And for the most part, that's where I buy almost all of my meat nowadays is at Costco because I can get so much more at a better price. And since I eat so much, you know, especially hamburger meat, you know, that's my go-to place to get food. Dutch Carnivore just dropped in. Can I see right away from your face that you lost a lot of weight? Oh, hey, Dutch, if you're still here, we're going to do this just for Dutch because that was the whole point of this live stream was to talk about this. I am wearing all of my work clothes, my work pants, etc. Blah, blah, blah. We're going to come in here. And this was the big deal about why I even started this live stream. I wasn't going to do that. So that's my scale, little platform. Here's my little reader. Let's see if I gained any weight since I ate. Oh, no, still the same. So that was the big deal, is I wanted to be under 300 pounds with my clothes on. I'm leaning way forward. There we go. See, I gained a little bit of weight just because I was drinking water and eating some food. Weight is so funny. You know how that works. Because as soon as I got home, I got on that scale. It said, 297.5 with all my clothes on. And I was just ecstatic. But since then, I've had water, I've had some food. And it's funny how the weight just comes right back. You can't let that affect you. This is why you shouldn't weigh yourself all the time. You should not wrap feelings and emotion around weight. That's never a good thing. I learned that quite a while ago because it used to hurt me. You know, if I had a bad week, because I come back and I talk about these weight loss updates every single week. Sometimes the scale goes up, sometimes the scale goes down. Great, woohoo! But I try not to get overly excited about weight loss anymore because I understand a lot more about weight. It's literal liquid. You know, a lot of our weight is just water. So especially our weight gains, our rapid weight gains, are just water retention. It's so incredible how it works because you can gain 5 or 10 pounds in the matter of 24 hours with just water, retaining water. If you eat the wrong foods, yeah, you can put on 10 pounds of water really fast and your body won't get rid of it. That's another thing. As a truck driver over the road, I remember I used to deliberately try not to drink water so I wouldn't pee. And I know guys in the construction industries that do that too, is they don't drink water because they just don't want to waste the time to go to the bathroom. That is such a mistake health-wise. I mean, you should be going to the bathroom every 2 to 4 hours, regardless. You know, you should have that urge. I mean, if you're going an entire 6-7 hours with not going to the bathroom once, like, and we're just talking about urination here. We're not talking about number 2. You know, most of us adults, we got our system figured out to where we go first thing in the morning. We got that out of the way. But, if we're not urinating, every 2 to 4 hours, that means there's a problem going on inside our body. There's a problem in our gut. I really should have scrambled these eggs. I don't know why scrambled eggs taste so much different than when you just fry up your eggs. So weird. Anybody else think that scrambled eggs just taste different? Huh. Hey, thank you for the congratulations, Lisa. She was my comfort and survival. You stop breathing. Aw. Yeah, my cats, when I had severe sleep apnea, my cats used to wake me up. So that was before I was like diagnosed with sleep apnea. I didn't even know what was wrong with me. I thought I had like 20 other issues. I thought cancer was on the radar. I found out it wasn't. I've had cancer screenings. I've had all kinds of other stuff checked too. But yeah, sleep apnea really screwed me up because sleep apnea, it got so bad that I thought I had pancreatic cancer. I was waking up every 2 hours and I was urinating like almost a half gallon. I mean, a half gallon to a gallon. Every 2 hours, I was waking up. Sometimes every 45 minutes, I was waking up and I had to pee like so bad, like a fire hydrant. And that was just because that was a side effect of sleep apnea that I had no idea about. I couldn't imagine if there's anybody else out there in this world that's going through what I went through. I mean, it was scary. It was embarrassing to talk about, even with my wife. I mean, I was terrified to talk about a lot of the stuff that was happening. It was so bad. I was having apneas and hypopneas with my heart while I was awake. I'd stop breathing sometimes. Crazy. But the carnivore diet fixed it all. I no longer have sleep apnea. I sleep great. Now, I'm still on Nico's Facebook page. I don't know if anybody knows who Nick is from Australia. He's an amazing online CPAP type doctor. He's got Sleep HQ, I think is what his website is for sleep therapy and stuff like that, to see your readings. And I mean, he put a lot of work into that. But if it wasn't for him, I don't know where I'd be right now. So there's one whole bowl. This will be my entire meal. That's it for the next 24 hours. I've been doing OMAD. So I wake up in the morning, drink coffee, take my vitamins, electrolytes, grab my gallon and a half of water, and I'm out the door. That's all I have until I get home and I have another one of these. No snacks. I'm not hungry. I'm not craving anything. If I do ever start feeling a little bit hungry, I just drink some water and it goes away. But I think the one thing that amazes me the most is that with the little bit of food that I eat, how much weight did I still maintain? It's like, what in the world? It's like this is what I'm going to eat, this whole bowl. And that's going to be it. And then my weight just doesn't, I don't know, because I used to eat a whole lot of food, a whole lot of the wrong food. But now I just eat this and it's just, the weight's coming off. I feel way better, by the way. Yeah. This is so good. Eggs and hamburger meat. I mean, this is something I make for my kids. My son loves this. Whenever I make it, I share it with him. He loves it as much as I do. But he's still on those fiery hot Doritos. Doritos, man, those things are, I used to eat so many Doritos. So I took a lot of this, a lot of the food out of my diet, the normal stuff. But over the time that I started removing stuff, I started trying things. Sometimes like I'd try a Dorito and it was too much. The spices on a Dorito are too much. And then like other things like Lay's potato chips, same thing. Now I did miss the crunch. That was something that a lot of carnivores talk about, is how they miss the crunch of certain things. So we try to buy like beef friendly or cheese type crunchy snacks, but it's hard to get the same thing when you're eating meat. Now Carnivore crisps, they were pretty crunchy. They're really fat. They're like decadent when they hit your mouth, but they're really expensive. That's a problem too. Yeah, if you really do want to try carnivore eating, I suggest starting out with a decent amount of fat in your hamburger meat. Hamburger meat is super affordable. It cooks up in minutes. So I wouldn't eat anything leaner than 80-20 ground beef. 70-30 is good. You need the fat. The thing is, it's the fat. The protein, yes. But where I was missing the boat when I first started the carnivore diet is I was getting like 95% lean beef. I think I bought almost 50 pounds of that. What a mistake. I didn't understand that you really, really need the fat. You need a lot more fat than you think you do, especially when you're trying to transition into a carnivore way of eating. But I guarantee you do this stuff like this bowl right here. You know, that's about a pound, maybe half a pound of ground beef. I only had 4 eggs today, but I've been eating about 6 eggs normally when I add this together here. Just do that for a week, and you're going to feel so different by the end of the week. But when you're transitioning, you're going to feel some weird discomfort in your gut, like probably like I did and many other hundreds of other people I've talked to that transitioned into the carnivore diet. But once you get there, you get over the first hump, and you don't even have to be like 100% carnivore. I'm talking at least 90%, meats and fats. That's a meat-based diet there. It's technically not considered a carnivore diet. It's a meat-based diet, but whatever. I mean, but like I said, when I started, I had to come up with my own saying because I'm not big on, being called like John the Carnivore or Big Man Carnivore. I did have people say, you need to change your name to Carnivore. And I said, I can't change my name to Carnivore. I can't justify that because I'm not 100%. And, I think those people that are 100%, they get a lot of benefits from being 100%, but that is so hard. And that's also hard to make it realistic for a lot of people because only a certain amount of people out there can be 100% carnivore because the rest are just like, they might be following along, but it's really hard. It's not as easy as you think it is. Just eat just meat all the time. But if you eat at least 90% and you keep the mindset that you're eating at least 90% meats and fats, and you have 10% you love your life, that's realistic expectations that most anybody can do, right? And then I also focus on 5 days. Anybody can do 5 days, right? So if you just eat meat for 5 days, okay, you got the weekend to look forward to. I mean, it's just, seriously, you're just planning out your work week. Same thing with your diet. You just plan out your diet week and then have a little bit of fun on the weekend and then come right back on Monday morning. That's all we got to do. And that's all I've been doing to have all of this success is that's one of my main principles is a 5-day principle. Just work on it for 5 days, get a little careless for 2 days, come right back. But the problem is you have to come back. If you don't come back, none of this works. And that's all I've been doing. So when I screw up a little bit and I have bad choices, then I can just come right back and I fix it. Like usually within the week. Oh, I wonder how those tasted. Sunshine, Alaska. I made chicken chips for my husband for work. That sounds good. 1 can chicken, half a cup of Parmesan cheese, Italian spices, salt, garlic, baked until crispy. I have a whole big giant bag of Parmesan cheese I got at Costco because I was going to do I was thinking about doing another video about making a chicken crust pizza. But I like that idea. A little chicken snack. Might try that in the air fryer. I have Saturday and Sunday off, so that means I have 2 days I can do a cooking video and I can do the weight loss update video if I have any weight loss. I do a video anyways, right? So yes, I can do onions. So some of the vegetables that I can do, like I say, in order to figure out what does what, with the carnivore diet is you have to get strict for a period of time. So I was strict for about a full 30 days, 100% carnivore. And then after that, it was periodic times where I was just only strict for 5 solid days. And then I might do something different the following week. And a lot of it was mixed in with fasting and stuff like that. But you remove everything, and then you try to figure out what works for you. Now, I found out that some of the sauces I was using weren't the greatest. Like I said, this sauce here works, for everything that I've been doing. This works with what I'm doing. And I'm guessing because it has a lot of vinegar. But some of the other sauces, I think, were stalling my weight loss. I think a lot of the cheeses I was using beforehand were stalling my weight loss as well. So I had to figure out what cheeses I could eat. So I don't eat cheddar cheese. I don't eat a lot of the cheeses that have any like orange coloring to them. So I eat a lot of the white cheeses. I can eat provolone cheese. I can eat mozzarella cheese. Another cheese I can eat that I really love is Swiss cheese. I mean, that's amazing. But yeah, as long as I stick with, I don't know why it is. If I stick with the white cheeses, I haven't really had any problems, and I can have some consistent weight loss results. That's what all I'm looking for is consistency. And I'm not looking to just drop like hundreds of pounds for no reason. I like to understand the reasons, like, okay, why did I have sudden weight loss this week? And why didn't I have sudden weight loss that week? Because sometimes I do things that might just upset the matrix and I might gain weight. So that means I did something. The fault is right here. It's like, okay, I did something. What did I do that made me gain weight? Did I get overly stressed or butthurt about something? Because sometimes you can gain weight because you're stressed out. If you're having relationship issues, sometimes you can lose weight because of relationship issues too. But that usually comes with not eating. And it's not the right kind of not eating. I mean, yeah, when you're losing weight because of a breakup or something like that, that's not fasting because it's not planned. It's not well thought out. Fasting is totally different. It's a thought out plan as to why you're losing weight or gaining health benefit. What's some good life advice for a 30-year-old? Boy, if I was 30, I would start practicing a meat-based diet at minimum. A meat-based diet, 90%, eat some fats. Now, I have friends at work that have been able to wrap their mind around upping their protein. They're just upping their protein. They're eating a lot more meats now than anything else. Within the last 2 weeks, they're coming to me. They're like, dude, I lost like 17 pounds. Or somebody else is like, hey, man, I just lost like 7 pounds. How did that happen? Like, all I've been doing is just eating more meat, like you said. And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of the key there is you don't eat a lot of the other crap and you just eat the meat. And some people have super dramatic weight loss, like it drops off fast. Other people, it just maintains. Like me, it just maintains. I could just eat this, 4 or 5 times a day, and I would just stay the same weight. Nothing would go up or down, or that's it. It's just sitting there. And I've tested that theory for weeks and weeks on end. Just eating a lot more meat. And I thought for sure I would start gaining weight, but I really didn't. It just stayed the same. I was like, wow, this is amazing. I can overeat, hamburger meat. I can overeat eggs. I can overeat sardines. Nothing happens. Except for I get healthier. My skin looks clearer. It's so weird. But I thought for sure like all that bacon was going to give me a heart attack. I think the fear of all that bacon giving me the heart attack was worse than the bacon or all the eggs that I ate when I did those full weeks of nothing but eggs. Because we can create our own anxiety tornado by the fear that's been taught to us about food. Because doctors say, oh, if you eat this, this is going to happen. Oh, if you eat that, you're going to have a heart attack. Or, oh, you eat that, you're going to get butt cancer. I mean, we can seriously create our own negative situations just around what we've been taught. All right. Ta-da. That took a while. Oh my goodness. I've been doing this live stream for an hour and a half. I'm sorry, guys. I hope I've been entertaining enough, or at least informative enough. Yeah, it's after 9 o'clock. I got to get up in less than 6 hours. So I'm going to cut this stream right here. I appreciate everybody that did drop in for my news. And if anybody that chimed in a little bit late, the big deal wrapped around this live stream is that I'm under 300 pounds with all of my work clothes on. I feel amazing. I'm 50 years old. I feel like I'm 30 years old. I'm working like a 30-year-old now. I'm doing stuff better and faster and more consistently at 50 than I could when I was 30. And it's all because of the carnivore diet. That's the main reason, that I came out here to talk to you guys about this today. But, all right, I appreciate every single one of you. I do have to stumble through the buttons and click out of here. I don't have time to get on every single comment that happened. I apologize. Hopefully I'll have more time this weekend. I could either do another live stream, but I do want to do a cooking video. I want to do a cooking video of some sort. I like the idea of that Parmesan cheese snacky thing. Sunshine Alaska, send me how to do that. If you could in an email, that would be fantastic. And I can try to get something like that going because I have the ingredients here. And then I'll also do my weekly weight loss update on the weekend because my family's going to be fishing at Bird Creek. And hopefully they're having good success tonight. They're here in town at Ship Creek. And my wife caught her limit this morning within about an hour. So hopefully we'll have some more fish in the house soon. But all right, I got to get off here. I got to get in the shower. Got to get to bed. Got to wake up too early and do this all again tomorrow. But all right, God bless. And everybody take care. And I thank everybody that's joined me on this weight loss journey because it's just been absolutely amazing. And I'm super thankful to be able to share it with all of you. Have a good night.